All right, y'all. Today, I have a very special guest. I am honored and very thankful to have him on the channel. This is Andy from Bitcoinsensus. What's going on, Andy?
Hey man, Jason, how are you doing? Yeah, thank you for having me on the channel, man. Glad to see you.
Yeah, it's good to have you on. So if anybody's unfamiliar with Andy from Bitcoinsensus, he is a full-time trader. He does technical analysis and stuff. We have a lot in common. So I figured, why not have us collaborate, get on each other's channels, get his take on the markets, because it's always good to get as many perspectives as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
you're
So
right.
yeah, man. So first of all, how did you get into trading? How did you get into the crypto space and all that?
Right. Well, I started in 2017 with doing the traditional German stock market, which is DAX 30. I learned how to trade it, getting a bunch of trading, technical analysis books and psychological books for trading. And yeah, basically during that year, I was like doing 3-4 hours every single day on just reading, looking at YouTube. I was obsessed with learning technical analysis and how to trade the markets. I was pretty successful by the end of 2017, and suddenly I saw, on Facebook and other social medias, the crypto boom from the late 2017, because this was something, it was popping everywhere. And I'm thinking, I remember hearing of Bitcoin in 2015, and then suddenly I'm thinking, wow, this is still here. This is gonna, this is gonna be here for the future, I guess. So I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna get some blockchain books, learn about Bitcoin and crypto. And obviously I did not FOMO into the top of the market, but it was looking very interesting to get in. And yeah, during 2018, I was doing the traditional stocks trading and learning about cryptocurrency. And I did learn about the cycles. We were entering a bear market, learned a lot about Bitcoin. I got the Bitcoin Standard. I loved that book, and I started accumulating Bitcoin, like there was no tomorrow. So, and that was one of the best things, one of the best investments I could have done ever, man, because now it's eventually paid off all those, years of 2019, 2020 of accumulation now. And yeah, I've been absolutely perfect. So that's kind of my story in the trading space and cryptocurrency.
Nice, man. So why don't we open up the charts and get your take on the market? Some pretty crazy times right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, I'll just show the screen right now. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to give you my technical analysis. If you want, we'll take a look at what do you want to take a look at? The short term first for Bitcoin, or the long
Yeah,
term?
let's take a look at the short term first, and then
All right,
maybe get a
all
macro
right.
perspective in there.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, anyway, let me just zoom out a little bit here on the 4-hourly chart. These are my charts. We all got these crazy lines on the chart, right? So let me just explain a little bit here what I can see. Basically, we do have this massive, this massive channel, as you can see, being touching here the support many times from this uptrend, right? And we also got a resistance here, creating like a huge ascending channel, right? So basically we just got supported here by a thread. As you can see, this was today, we just hit the $47,100 range right over there. And we've also got major, resistance that has turned into support. So it's been, a support from these two touches right over there, which is the $48,000 range, where I have this purple box. And also it's the support from this huge channel, where we've gotten supported very nicely, as you can see here. So now, what can we expect? Now, this is the question on a lot of people's mind, because we have been a little bit overextended, right? We are hitting the major levels that we were discussing before in my channel, the 62% golden pocket from the swing high, right, of the 65K levels down to 30K, which is around about the 51K. We didn't arrive just yet, but now I think the bears are trying to like push the price down, the price down, and try and defend this major 51K, which is the 62% level from the what I've just said before of the Fibonacci retracement. So now the question is, I'm not sure if you do Elliott wave theory also, but I can see, this potentially as 5 waves, and we should be having like an ABC correction, but we see this as a first wave there, second, the third wave right up to here. We've had the fourth one, and now we're creating the fifth one. So this fifth one still maybe hasn't finished, and we could go to the 51, 52. But if it did finish here, just breaking the third wave, obviously the fifth wave is usually shorter than the third wave. So this has maybe finished. But as long as we hold this support from this trend line, I think, you know, a potential leg up still being part of the fifth wave is very, very possible. So, I mean, this is my take on the short term. The bearish case scenario, okay, let's talk about the scenarios here. It would be breaking the support level right over here from this channel, right? And if we do break this level, then I see us coming, you know, maybe potentially to the 42K levels, which would be at least the 38%, you know, Fibonacci retracement. Also mentioned on my channel, you know, off from this, you know, swing low to swing high over here. So if we did have that major correction, it would be, you know, it would make sense to come at least to the 38% level before we have a major bounce, because I think it's just the market is a little bit overextended right now. So that would be the bearish case scenario. It would be in the immediate short term, because I will be definitely longing around this area. I think this should be holding very, very nice in between 40K and 42K. I mean, also if I zoom back right over here, the 40K levels has been, you know, one of the strongest area, you know, that we've seen on the Bitcoin price history, you know, for the last few months. We've been bouncing every single time as resistance. So, you know, getting above this range has been, you know, very, very strong for the bulls. So if we do come down there, I think it's got to hold, man. It's got to hold. I do see potential long positions from the 42K levels. I will be dollar cost averaging in my longs as soon as we get to this range. If we do, now the bullish case scenario, in my opinion, now if I take a look at the 1 hourly, you know, we defended the $48,000 levels pretty well today with this bounce. And now we have created, you know, this huge descending descending wedge, sorry. And it's not that huge, but it is a pretty significant one here for the last few days. Also in my channel, we were seeing this as a potential head and shoulder pattern. But I was saying also that we've got such a strong support here that we want to see a clear breakout, because, you know, this head and shoulder pattern is pretty dodgy. But I was saying, guys, yeah, be careful here on shorting, because we've got such a strong level and such strong support from this huge channel that we've been bouncing every single time, that, yeah, it's very, very difficult to short this at this moment, because we have such a strong support. Now, bullish case scenario would be breaking here the resistance that it looks like that we are maybe going to break it anytime soon. We might get rejected a little bit and then come back up, but, you know, descending wedges, we know the deal. They are usually bullish patterns. So maybe a breakout from this resistance is very, very likely, and the target would be at the top here. And I'm not sure if we will do a double top. I think if we come all the way up here to the $50,500 range, which we had this high, I think it might be likely, man, that we will break it. So, but anyway, if you're planning on longing, I think a good place would be taking some profits here, because we do not know actually if we are going to break it or make it double top. So that's my analysis on the short term.
Nice, man. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting to get your TA, because, you know, there's a lot of things that finding confluence between your TA and my TA, even though we had come at it from a different approach.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be interesting to get that double top, or even more so, have come up just a little bit above that, like you said, right into the 62%, and then get
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, I would zoom out here on the 4 hourly chart at least, or maybe we can go to the daily. But yeah, on the 4 hourly might be enough. If I just zoom out here, you know, we were talking about before on my channel also when I had you on, you know, taking the swing high of 65K down to the 30K levels. You know, we need to hit that. You know, we don't need to, but the 62% levels is basically, we're just about what, $1,000 away from the 50K levels. So I think we should be hitting that range. And if I, you know, zoom in here on the chart, you can clearly see that the 51K area, 51, 52K, you know, this is plus minus 2,000 because of the volatility, I always say on my channel. This is the orange box that I got right over there. We've touched it so many times as resistance. This is the 51.5K. We've touched it a lot of times.
I remember that level well. I remember longing from that level.
This inverse, I longed this as well. An inverse head and shoulder right over there. You know, it looked pretty cool for a long, and yeah, we absolutely smashed it with it's been a significant level, the 51, 52K levels. And this is why I got this orange box. So even though we do have that leg up now for Bitcoin, I think we're just going to have it's going to struggle. But if we do break the 51, 52K levels and go to 55, I think, yeah, it is basically, I'm looking for that, potential V-shaped recovery, because we're getting above, the 50% Fibonacci, 62%. Then we got the 78%, which is way above here that we mentioned also on my channel that you were talking about. I think as soon as we approach this, I see, the bears are just going to be in total trouble. I don't think they'll have enough steam by this moment to push the price down from this area. I think the bulls are going to go with the momentum. Any retracement, they're going to take advantage and continue to the upside. This is only if we do break the 52K area nicely with volume, potential 54, 55. I mean, this is my take. I think the bears are going to be in trouble by then. They're not going to have any excuse to short the market once we have that V-shaped recovery.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm actually kind of hoping to short from up there, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the thing, there's like a lot of bulls and a lot of bears. I have a lot of people that don't agree, but a lot of people think that this is the bull trap, right? And I see more this as the bull trap right over here. And then we had, the anger, the capitulation, and the anger and depression phase. How many people were depressed here? The bulls here were actually, calling for 20K, even 25K. This is a depression moment that we'd have from May, June, and July, which is part of a market cycle. So, and I think this is kind of the disbelief, this is the war now that's going to happen in between the bears and the bulls. The bulls are going to have to defend that the bull market is going to continue, and the bears are going to say it is a bull trap, and we are going to push the price down. It is a critical moment. I mean, there's going to be a very good, interesting months ahead. Definitely, that is for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna get you a pattern here that you maybe have seen, but I was one of the first guys mentioning this on my channel. I didn't see anybody talking about this, and this is a bump and run scenario. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this kind of pattern where you do have these lower highs, and you have a trend line, as you can see here, from these lower highs from 65K to 60K, and basically we did get a rejection right over here. This was late July. And then we absolutely smashed it. We could have a major pullback down to the 40K levels and still be pretty bullish. We might get a severe bounce from there. But yeah, I mean, I think this is just, by looking at this pattern on the Bitcoin price, it's just absolutely mirroring it. So yeah, I think maybe breaking the 65K level all-time high in the next coming months, potentially October, I think is very realistic just by looking at this momentum also.
Yeah, it does look kind of like a bump and run for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's my take, man, on the market.
Cool, man. Well, do you think, I mean, obviously you think that the bull run is going to continue. Where do you see the price of Bitcoin going by, late 2021, early 2022?
Right. I think, I mean, we are going to struggle by breaking all-time highs. There's going to be a lot of volatility eventually. There's going to be a lot of doubt if we are going to actually break it. As soon as we break it, we might even come below the last all-time high. This is when people, we need a lot of uncertainty. It's not going to be an easy ride up, but we're just going to have to go through that volatility. I think I'm a strong believer that the markets are extending. And let me just show you here. We did share this on our Bitcoinsensus Twitter account. I'm not sure if I've got it available somewhere here. I think not. 1 second. Yeah, I haven't got it here, but basically the market cycles are extending. If you take a look at the 2010 market cycle, the 2013-14 cycle, from the lowest part, from the low of the actual cycle to the top, to the blow top, each cycle is extending. So it takes longer to go to the top, and from peak to peak, it also takes longer. So this 4-year four-year cycle theory that a lot of people have, I think it's not accurate enough. I think the cycles are not really 4 years. If you take a look at the first couple of cycles, they're much less than 4 years. The first cycle was about a year. The second cycle was about 3 years. And yeah, now the third cycle, sorry, was about 4 years. And I think this cycle can even extend to 5 years or 4 years and a half. So it would make sense in first, second quarter to peak. And this coincides also with the adoption worldwide. There's a super cool chart that maybe that your viewers have seen it, and you've seen it also, comparing with the internet adoption from 1997 to 2006. We've got the exact same curve happening right now for the cryptocurrency adoption, people worldwide using cryptocurrency. And if we follow that curve, we are basically by 2024, there's going to be 1 billion users worldwide. And today we are about 220, 230 million users. So it's going to be 4 times more. And eventually, I don't see the Bitcoin price peaking just yet, because we're going to have that last FOMO moment, because the adoption is growing so fast at this moment, man.
Nice, man. Well, I hope that's true, because I'll tell you, my HODL portfolio will definitely be happy.
Yes, mine too. Yeah, that is for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be glad enough, maybe next month or the other month to see where we at, and just share our view of what we talked. We maybe come back and have a laugh of what we were talking about, because we'll be at 25K levels.
Who knows?
Hope not.
So where can people find you, man? For people who have never heard of you, where can people find you on social media and all that?
I mean, well, we've got a Twitter account, we've got Instagram. It's just it's simple. It is Bitcoinsensus. So if you go to my YouTube channel, if you type in Bitcoinsensus, as you can see here on the top of my head, I mean, it's that exact name. I've got, that's the exact name on YouTube. And if you scroll down on the description, I'll give you have all the socials for the Bitcoinsensus. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. So yeah, all below in the description in my YouTube channel, man.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. So this is Andy from Bitcoinsensus. Hope you enjoyed the interview. May God bless each one of you in Jesus' name. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Cheers, man.